For best harmonization, you want to wait like 24 hours so all of the oils can really harmonize, and then you just spray. So like I've mentioned briefly before, my channel isn't just about breast cancer, but it's really also about lifestyle after breast cancer, which encompasses holistic changes that I have made and continue to make on this journey. And, you know, I've talked about, you know, the fact that I no longer use conventional deodorant in one of my videos. I've talked to you guys about soursop tea. Today I want to bring you guys along as I make myself another batch of homemade mosquito repellent. I don't know if you guys are aware, but mosquito repellent contains a lot of toxicity, especially DEET, which is so bad for us. I mean, it's so bad for the skin and our bodies that they actually, like, if in your research, and I think it's the Environmental Protective Agency, I think the EPA or something like that, they've made it very clear that if you wear a mosquito repellent, like the ones you could get from like Walmart or whatever, it's actually important that as soon as you get indoors that you take a thorough shower to wipe it off your skin. Mosquitoes do not like peppermint, lemongrass, lemon eucalyptus, basil, thyme, and they definitely don't like tea tree. All right, so I'm gonna show you all of the ingredients that I'm using today. And basil is one, lemongrass, eucalyptus, and I don't even know if you guys can see this, but lavender, cinnamon, thyme, and lemongrass. And then I have two of these glass bottles. One is already filled with water, the other one is empty. While I start mixing, I'm gonna talk to you guys about hot flashes, because I've had a couple of people, gosh, you guys would actually have to be able to see me if I'm gonna talk about that, right? I just decided I'm just gonna go ahead and make the mosquito repellent, and then we'll go ahead and have a conversation. So this is the one that has some water in it. This is the one that's empty. And the top of each of these, as you guys may know, came with one of these like plastic things on top. So I just popped all of those off because they're not necessary. I have a dropper already. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the empty one. And I'm gonna fill this bottle a quarter of the way. I forgot how many ounces this bottle is, but it's probably about 15, 20 ounces. I mean milliliters, not ounces, sorry. Maybe even 30. So once that is filled, I'm going to start with cinnamon, and I'm going to start with 3 drops of each. Okay. So as you can see, I don't know if you guys can see, I still have a lot of room left in there. So I'm going to add some more carrier water, which is just distilled water, in there. Then I'm going to go through each one, and I'm going to add a couple more drops of each. So that's pretty full. And I ordered this glass bottle on Amazon. It was like a pack of 4 for $12, I think. And you give it a good shake. And you just let it settle. So I actually have the bottle turned upside down right now so that it can get a good mix. And I'm gonna leave it like that for at least a day, 24 hours, so that the oils can really harmonize and work their way through before I start to use it. So what I was going to try and talk about while making my homemade repellent were hot flashes, but obviously I'm still learning this whole YouTube thing and I don't really understand all of these angles. But someone asked me the other day, they said, how do you deal with hot flashes? Like, I can't imagine being 32 years old and in menopause and dealing with hot flashes. She was like, I see my mom, but I just don't know if the cognitive response is the same for someone your age. And I was like, well, here's how I deal with it. I take off my clothes when I can. Obviously, I will never do that in public, but when I'm home, I try to wear as little clothes as possible. But the thing with menopause is you can be really, really hot one minute and then suddenly you're either right back to average temperature or you're really, really cold. So there's a struggle about balancing that. As my hot flashes tend to be a little bit worse at night. They're obviously a lot worse in the summertime, but they tend to be worse throughout the year at night. And I don't know if it's because my body is settled. I don't know if it's because I'm under the comforter or what, but within minutes, sometimes a couple of hours, I am clothless. I have taken everything off. I am sweating. My body is overheated, and it honestly feels like your organs are on fire from the inside out. That's what it feels like. Like, that's the best way for me to describe it. They usually last, honestly, anywhere from like 30 seconds to, I'd say, like 4 or 5 minutes. It has been a lot longer a couple of times, but I'd say on average like 30 seconds to 4 or 5 minutes at most. The longest it's probably ever lasted is about 10-12 minutes, and I was doing everything I could. I know that I wasn't in a space where I could just rip off my clothes, but I was fanning myself and I was dripping in sweat. There have been times where I'm working and I'm with a client and I am literally going through a hot flash and they don't know that I am dripping in places I don't want to be dripping in sweat. And so I'm fanning myself and I'm like, I'm so sorry. I know it's not even hot in here, but I'm hot. And sometimes they're looking at me like, what's wrong with her? But other times they just, you know, don't really care. But hot flashes are not fun. They're not fun at any age, and they're especially not fun at 32. And I have been in menopause since I was 29. Yes, since I was 29 when I was diagnosed, and I'm still in menopause now. And I've kind of just become accustomed to it. I make a joke of it. Usually most times my husband's used to it. If we're driving and I'm having a hot flash, he knows to drop all the windows and then I'm good. That's one of the, you know, the symptoms of being in menopause. What to do? So that's it. I hope you guys make the homemade repellent. Just a heads up, lemongrass, lemon eucalyptus, and basil, they don't smell good. So just a heads up, don't expect it to smell like awesome. The lavender smells pretty decent. The cinnamon smells good. Thyme doesn't smell too great, but it doesn't smell as bad as the lavender, as the lemongrass, eucalyptus. As the lemon eucalyptus, the lemongrass, and the basil. Those just smell terrible. So anyway, till next time, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends. I appreciate you guys. Natty B after cancer, breast cancer, lifestyle after breast cancer, and holistic wellness. Till next time.